X-Guard class. So some of you, or most of you, sorry? I was asking who was here for Haldor's X-Guard class. We're going to continue more or less from that. I can see a few of you were not, so I'll take 2 steps back from that to ensure we all get to the same position. So the kind of X-Guard I've been doing now for like 4 or 5 years is, I guess I have a thing with armpits. So I was doing armpit arm bars. This is like armpit X-Guard, right? Instead of having the full legs here, I like to be in this kind of position. Some of you have maybe been in Copenhagen to my class on this. So this is what we're going to be working off today. First thing to get in there, if it's going to be the same way. Doesn't matter for me if she's standing or if she has one knee down on the ground. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with my shin on shin. I'm going to go under, pulling her close to me. And I want to create some distance, so I push off this leg a little bit here. Once I get here, look, this leg is already there. This one is going to shoot through, putting my foot on her stomach. And the other foot's hooking the back of her leg. As soon as I get here, as you can see, I'm already pushing her off balance over there. Okay? So this is kind of the things we were working earlier. But let's just do this entrance for now. So from here, from the shin on shin, it's important that I pull her diagonally. If I start pulling her in towards me, this is gonna happen. So I want to make sure to pull diagonally back over here so she takes a big step, and make sure I have the distance, put the foot on the stomach, and start pushing. If you have fairly long legs and not so flexible, you're gonna have a hard time putting the foot on the stomach. Then just put the foot on the opposite thigh as you normally would, and just still pushing and come to here. So we can start with that. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Of course.
So just talk a few things here about the foot placement. So the position is going to be in the entrance is going to be the same, but depending on your size, your flexibility, and especially the size and length of legs of your partner, you might have to change things up a little bit. That's why sometimes when I come here, look, if I just have the hooks here and I push, it's going to be hard. So that's why a lot of times I will start pushing with my foot on the inside of the knee here instead of just the hook. That's going to give me a little bit more. And if I need to, I'm even going to put both. The other one I'm going to put further up the thigh. So if I need to, I will do everything I can. I'm just interested in making sure that he loses balance, his hands come to the ground there, and especially I want the weight off the foot on this side. And now I'm happy. Okay? So, if you put this knee on the floor, put the knee on the floor. Put this knee.
Oh, sorry.
So like I said, the same thing, I'm going to do the same thing if he has his knee on the floor. So if he's like passing from the knees. It's the same kind of position here. It's even easier for me to pull him this way and use the collar if I want to. Same thing, pull it through and we're here. And he's already has his hands on the ground. The position I like to work from a lot is this. His hands are on the ground and his knee is on the floor. If we started standing, like also with the class earlier, this is going to come because I push him over here. Often what happens is people put their knee on the floor as a defense. They know the things that we're doing in the class, but they know the different sweeps, the options from there. So he thinks, okay, I don't have a good balance, so I'm going to put my knee on the floor. And that's where we end up in this position. From here, I'm just going to hang out here. I like hanging out here. there's a lot of options from here that I've developed the last years, and I think especially the last 2 years I've won quite a lot of my nice titles with this. And a few things I realized. Firstly, I was a black belt, so I was like, hey, I should start doing something about foot attacking feet and knees and stuff like that. The only way I can do that if they have if they have weight on both their feet, it's going to be very, very hard for me to attack. So I need to do something to get the weight off a foot for me to be able to start attacking feet. So that's one thing that made me develop this. The other was that it's becoming increasingly hard to pass people's guard. I think several of the other instructors have also talked about this. So I was often coming in the situation where I would sweep people, bum, 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 yay, great, 2 points, and then I'm stuck in someone's horrible anything kind of guard. So even though I've, pretty much all of my jiu-jitsu career been a really point IBJJF point playing kind of person, I was like, screw this, I need to learn how to submit. So we're gonna do quite a bit of submission. I come in, I push, I keep pushing. He puts the knee on the ground. To understand the dynamics of the position, you do need to know how to sweep. So the first thing I'm going to show is a sweep. The first and easy basic sweep from here. Look, I have him stretched out here. I like to use the bottom leg right now to keep him stretched out. My top leg, I'm going to hook under his to get this. Now I need to do a little bit of magic. I need to be able to move myself under him to be able to grab the bottom of his pants. Okay? Once I have that, now I have his base completely. He still has his hands, but there's not much more than that. So now once I have the pants on one, his foot is off the ground here, I'm going to swing around to my stomach. So I'm going to lift my legs off here. Look, lift them off. Swing around, come up on this elbow. And stand up. Fairly easy. Okay. Go down on the knee. So I'm here. I grab. The first thing I need to do is I want to control the pants. Now I have complete control over his base, pretty much. Swing my legs out, all the way out here. Come up on my elbow. Stand up. Okay, let's try that. 1, 2, 3. Important when we do this right now that the person on top, the good training partner is going to help the person on the bottom by going down on the knee. Okay, so you stay up on your leg. It's all the variations that Haldor showed earlier today. So to defend those variations, people go down on the knee that's farthest. Okay, so right now, please, when you get in the position, person on top, go down on the knee. Thank you. Keep going. Questions so far? So, I'm here. First thing to remember here. Just remember, if you ever get here, if you're controlling both the legs, you're going to get something out of it. Just don't let go. Okay? So either you're going to get the sweep or something else. Let's go to a variation I like to do here. I think I did this actually this year at the finals openweight Europeans. So usually, if Tora's been training for a while, she knows it's probably not a good idea that I have her pants here. I'm controlling her base, so she thinks, oh, being on the knee was a really bad idea. Let me stand up again. When she stands up, people stand up in a hurry. So I'm going to use her momentum of standing up this way. This is the direction her body and her weight is going. And then I'm going to keep that going over to the other side, okay? It's important now that this hook, this is going to come into play right now, okay? This is going to use her momentum. So when she stands up, I kick her over to the other side. Simple, right? Once I'm here, now we start the fun stuff. Once I'm here, I'm going to make sure that I've moved as far back as I can on her foot. Okay, so if I can feel that there's space behind me, I need to back up until my shoulder, and the back of my shoulder is caught by her toes, and I need to move my hand back as far as I can until I feel that the base of my thumb is getting caught by her Achilles and her heel here. Once I'm here, I'm gonna tighten that up, okay? I can grab here, I can grab here, I can grab here. The important thing is I just tighten that as much as I can. I like to cross this over because to make sure she doesn't escape. So I like to cross this over here, and I can go belly down and tap. So I'm in my X guard. Her foot is already up in my armpit. I have her leg hooked with mine, and I have the bottom of the pants here. I use her momentum when she stands up. Just drive it through over to the other side. So she lands over here. Let's adjust a little bit. Land over here. Back up until I can't go further because of her toes and because of her heel. Tighten up here. Move my elbow behind me. Go head to the ground. At the same time as I cross my feet. So I isolate her thigh so she tries to escape one way or the other now. She can't. Foot lock. One more time, or? Remember, I'm doing this off her momentum. There's no way I'm going to lift her all the way there. So I'm counting on that when I start pushing her here, she feels this is not a good idea. And when she moves, I just kick my leg in a circle all the way through. Back up, tighten it up, hide my elbow, belly down, crossing the feet, and tap. Okay, let's try that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna say a little extra something about the foot lock. I'm gonna show a variation for it. And then I'm gonna move on to a toe hold knee bar combination. So those of you who feel that either because of your belt or experience or whatever that you don't want to play with the toe hold knee bars, if it's getting too much for your head, this is the last class. Continue with the foot lock combination that we just did. Play around with that, and I'll come around and correct, and the other people can do the toe hold knee bar. One thing about the foot lock, when I land here, when I land like this, okay, I should be able to basically take the foot lock from here without going belly down. Belly down is like my extra thing. It's because in competition she's not going to tap early, stuff like that. It has to be adjusted enough that even here she's tapping without me going belly down. Because if I just land here, then I turn and then I try and do all sorts of stuff. By the time I'm doing all this, she's already kicked out. She's trying to grab my back. She's doing all sorts of stuff. It's going to be very difficult to adjust it well when I'm in this kind of awkward position. And here I can use this foot to keep her down, to kick her away, while I just here look all the way to the back of her foot again, hide the elbow first. This hand, I want it all the way up on my boob. And then I stretch back and turn. And then when I feel that that's not enough, then I can go belly down with it. But I want to be able to feel it before I even go belly down. Okay, so that's one detail that those of you who are not ready to work on the toe hold knee bar combination that I will show in a second, try working on that, because there's a lot of such nice submissions you can get from the bottom if you can get this foot lock to work. Just basic straight ankle lock. Okay, let's do my other favorite combination. So in the same position, she has her knee down. Now we're getting a bit more advanced. I can feel that it's not that easy just to get whatever sweep or position I want on her. And another thing is people start straightening their leg out a little bit here and turning a little bit more towards me because she knows that anything else is going to be bad. What I need now to be able to start going for the toe hold is I need every time from the X guard that I can start looking at her back. Right now she doesn't really have a patch, but if she had a big patch and I could start to see the edge of the patch of her back, I know I can attack a foot. So that's how I think. So I'm always pushing people away. Sometimes if she's facing towards me, I'll take this leg. I cannot cross it, but I can put it on her rib and I can push it and I can push her away. Now her knee is at an angle and I'm starting to see her back. Now I can start my attacks. So if she's coming in towards me here, I have to be able to, and this is what people do, I have to be able to keep pushing her that way, seeking the angle of the back, seeking a bent knee that way. So I'll be pushing like that. Once I have that, look, the leg that was pushing down here now is going to hook the top leg while this one stays on her hip, toes pointing outside so I don't cross over. Squeeze my knees together. Now this hand, I can even support here, is going to go and reach for her toes. So I've pushed her away. I can see the non-existent patch on her back. There's an angle here. This hand, going to grab the toes. When it's called a toe hold, it's because it's a toe hold. It's not hold her foot. It's not a foothold. It is a toe hold. So squeeze all the way down by the toes here. From here, the other hand is going to reach over. Det er den, der skal.
Vil du lave den anden side, eller vil du lave den anden?
Jeg laver den anden. Lille. Så meget. Is your knee okay for this? Right. So I'm grabbing all the way by the toes. The other one's going to come under, figure 4. And now all I'm thinking of doing is putting her big toe into her butt. There's no like nicer way to say it, okay? So big toe into her butt. And she taps. Okay? So on my knee bum, I push her away. She comes to me. I start feeling that she comes towards me and things like that. It's not going to be easy to get the other things. I switch from having this control to controlling the top leg. So I hook here. This one pushes her body away. Put the foot on the hip. Start cranking this. Squeeze my knees together. Reach in. Toes to the butt. Okay? So once again, those of you who are not quite familiar and who are not hitting the straight foot lock yet, please keep working on that. It's such a good submission. You will see it from all sorts of other places from the bottom. Those of you who are comfortable with it, let's try the toe hold and then we'll do a knee bar from there as well. Okay? 1, 2, 3. So last few variations now. This way. That makes sense. Down on this one. So another, I know why, it'll make sense in a bit why I'm turning this way. So another, how do you say, for those of you who are not graded enough to do the toe holds, knee bars yet, another combination of the same thing that happens here often is when I push her away here, when people come back, close my knees together, sweep her over to this side, and I take the same foot lock. Okay? On this one, I'm usually not going belly down So that means I need to lock my foot. I need to lock, this is like the single leg X. Just she's lying down, so I'm gonna lock it up, my hips close to her knee here, lock everything up here. But the finish is the same. So I'm gonna back down all the way down on her foot, close my elbow in, make sure my hand is as far up as it can get, close it up, and stretch back. So one more time. I can use the same idea of pushing her away and having a reaction here to do the straight foot lock. Push her away, she comes back. When she comes back, look, I turn my body, I bring my knees together and I turn my hips and all my body out to the outside. Boom, like this. Close up the foot lock, tighten up here, stretch.
When you do the switch, do you switch your hips or you just roll from one side to the other?
Well, I roll because I don't put my foot on the ground to do the switch.
Okay.
Right? Because I need the pressure. I need to use her momentum and I need the pressure on my hip. But in a way, maybe I switch the hip because I'm pushing a little bit here, so my hip is a little bit off the ground. So when she starts pushing back, push back. My hip is off the ground, and I go here. So this is a really nice one as well. I got this in Vegas in my finals 2 months ago, something. So, boom, finish. That's one straight foot lock. So the defense to the, if we go back to the toe hold now. This side. We go back to the toe hold, so I'm here. The defense now will be for her to roll, okay? So if she rolls, she can roll out of the toe hold. I'm not really interested in that. So, look, right now I have this this hook on the leg that I'm controlling here. Once I have the toe hold again, I'm going to put it over on the other leg, but I'm going to put it high. Because now when she rolls to defend the toe hold, look. Keep rolling to your side. No, go to your side. Roll to your side. Yes. So when she rolls, look. I've caught her hip. So once I catch her hip, I can still finish the toe hold. Because she will not have any more rotation than this. So when I catch her here, I still have the same toe hold, even though she's thinking she's gonna defend it. So I'm here, push her away, start cranking the toes. She rolls. I catch her opposite thigh with my hook, with my foot here, and now I can still complete it. And she's in a really bad angle for everything. Okay? Try that. So try both the coming back for the foot lock and defending the toe hold, catching the opposite thigh. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Do we have any last questions before we finish? Okay, I just want to, since this is also my last class here today, something general that you will be able to, if you think about it, you will apply it maybe not just to this guard or this part of jiu-jitsu, but other parts and any guard as well. Prit was talking about this earlier, that the better you get, the more you have to learn to attack on transitions. And for me, a lot of guard games is not just, oh, you're going to do one attack. You can't, oh, I have spider guard, now I'm just going to automatically get the triangle. No, you're going to have to learn how to control the guard. Whatever guard you're in, you need to be able to control it. Make sure you can keep your training partner, your opponent, inside that position that you want them in. That's the first step. So when I practice a guard, I practice first the control. How can I make sure that once I have them in this position, that they cannot get away? So once I have them in the X guard, how I'm going to make sure that they don't get away? Oh, I control the pants. I control the foot. Now I have the base. Okay, let's play with that. First step, they can't get away. Now I can move on. My next step is always going to be, how can I get a reaction from them that will give me the opportunity to attack? Then I start, because I'm already comfortable with the control, I don't panic when they start moving, or I don't panic if I start changing my control points or grips or changing their balance, because I'm comfortable in it. So my step 2 when learning this is always going to be, okay, now I need to look for reactions. So I push here, a little bit here, I push a little bit there. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Come back to the middle. Feel what kind of reactions I get. Once I know what reactions I'm getting, then I can start putting the attacks on. And of course, it's a back and forth kind of process. So I try a reaction, I try an attack. Sometimes fails miserably, and you get past. But the way I like build my games is around this: control first, then play with it, get some reactions, see what reactions open up which kind of attacks. There's like a gazillion other attacks from X-Guard, from anything else. This is just a small taste of it. I developed for myself based on the reactions that I was good at getting. So maybe you guys will find some completely different combinations, but I guarantee you that all of it will come from being comfortable with controlling the position and your guard, knowing how to get some kind of action, reaction, back and forth with your partner, and then capitalizing on that. That's how you manage to like do stuff in jiu-jitsu. You will never, as soon as you're past training, like going against someone who's trained more than 2 weeks, you're never gonna get the first attack. So you're always gonna use things to make movement, to make reactions, and then set up your combinations. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say in the end here, just to give you some thoughts on that. And thank you all for coming to my class. Let's take a picture after, okay?